what is the quality of the food we eat? This is a demonstration of ANCHI Crystals with food. It's a very easy way that anyone can do. Children can do it. Yes, you can attempt it at home. I highly recommend that you know not from what someone says or what a sticker on the food says, but that you have your own ability to check the life force in your food. I have 2 bags of corn chips. Corn is particularly interesting. Corn in the U.S. is virtually always a GMO product. And whether it's organic or not, some say not GMO'd, but it doesn't mean they're organic. Regardless of all of this complicated things that we face in how we select our food, fresh or otherwise, ultimately, we need a way to know for ourselves and to know that directly. So I'm going to demonstrate life force. All you need is something on a chain that is stone or metal that will pick up energy. And you can read that energy very easy. It's a technique that's thousands of years old. So, shall we begin with an ordinary bag of corn chips? I'm going to lay it down and just move this out of the way. I'm going to turn this, you can begin at still and wait for it to pick up its energy. The issue with this, if it has no life force, it's not going to move at all. So I like to begin with a counterclockwise movement. And that counterclockwise movement is only one swing. Then you need to let this take its own directions. If you think that you're helping things by influencing or controlling, you've not learned anything about the life force. You really don't want to know what you think or what you want it to say. You need to know what it actually is. And for you to do that, you need to be at absolute neutral and let it show you what is the energy in the food that you're testing. So I'm going to give one swing, and then I'm going to be absolutely still and watch what it does. This is saying this food has no life force. It may give you calories. It may give you feel your hunger has gone away. It may taste good. But what has it actually supplied your body in terms of energy? It says it has no energy. So let's set this up. Let's go to an organic just off the shelf. Give it that one swing and then hold it still. Again, you're not interested in your opinion. And see what it does. You'll see it start building its own. So what does that tell you about this bag of chips? it has life force. It has not only chemistry and can do all the other things, but it has life force. What happens if you take a pouch of ANCHI Crystals and put under this organic that has life force? Now let's see what happens. Again, you need to see what it shows you in actuality. Not what you want, not what you think. One swing, hold it still. In literally moments, the energy in that food has been raised. This is so simple and so easy that you can test anything at all. This is a very direct demonstration of what happens with ANCHI Crystals in your food. I have a plate with a piece of bakery bread on it. Excuse me. A piece of bakery bread. ANCHI pouches. I keep one of these in my purse for restaurants. I have no idea what my food is in a restaurant. They can tell me anything. I don't know what it is. I can take my pouch out, put it under my plate. This is smaller, I would say 10 seconds. We recommend that men carry 2 of these in your pockets for energy throughout the day. You take it out of your pocket, put it under your plate for 10 seconds. Allow that energy to build. If you're at home and you use a bigger pouch, then I would say 5 seconds is enough. So let's take this piece of fresh baked bread and see what kind of energy it has in it, how much energy, because that energy is life force. I'm going to put it over it, give it one clockwise swing, and watch what it does. It has energy. It has life force. Now, I'm going to put it on an ANCHI pouch. Let it sit there for about 5 seconds. Then I'm going to measure it. Hold it still and see if anything has changed. The life force is much more expanded even after a few seconds with ANCHI Crystals. I keep pouches in the kitchen. I travel with pouch. Why? If I have the ability to increase the life force in my food, I will do it. I want to be empowered myself to be able to determine what I am eating. I may choose to buy the best that I can and bring it up. Try it with everything you eat. It becomes a fun game to see, oh, this is supposed to be so good, but I got it from the grocery store. Just how much life force did I get? Well, let's try ANCHI Crystals. See if I can increase that life force. For those of you that like quick videos, all you need is this technique and to be able to use it for the rest of your life. For those of you who are more inquisitive, that say, I want to know a little more about why that is true and what happened here, you fit in my category. I have watched ANCHI Crystals for 20 years, and I have asked, what's happening? What do they do? What is it? Today, I will offer you my opinion after hundreds upon hundreds of stories, thousands upon thousands of observations of my own. It is my belief that what happens is very simple. All truth is simple. The way we use truth is complex, but the truth itself is simple. This is what is called the golden mean, the golden ratio, the divine proportion. It is a very mathematical thing. It has 8 digits to it. 1 decimal followed by 7 other numbers. That's how exact it is. The definition I'm going to give today is that this is the mathematical plotting of the pattern of life force. If your food resonates mathematically any place on this line, it is at the exact energy of harmony, has no conflict. It's at its optimum. What I believe ANCHI Crystals do in those few moments is change the frequency, the vibration of the food, so that it matches this configuration mathematically. It's that simple. How do ANCHIs do that? Why do ANCHIs do that? When this earth began, according to the History of the World on the Geography Channel, it was interesting for them to say that the earth went from molten to beginning to take solid forms at 1.6 billion years ago. What makes ANCHIs different than other crystals? They were there at 1.6 million years ago and recorded the energy of that time. They're the only crystal, the only substance on earth that we know about that literally recorded that energy. It isn't the crystal, the stone itself. That's like the flash drive or the DVD. It's the energy it recorded that is creating the difference that you can measure very simply. At that beginning, life was on a scale and teeming that we don't have today. The sea was filled with so much life, and they were huge, 300 feet, more than that, long, and so many of them, and so many kinds. This is one. It shows this saying, this nautilus. These actually were much larger than this. This is and it has this configuration. What did it take to support life on that scale? It had to have had, just by logic, it had to have had a tremendous source of life force. And that kind of source is what is in an ANCHI crystal. They still carry what they recorded at that beginning time of Earth's history. Now, no matter what we do, without the resource to that original level and a frequency that I will tell you will exactly match some point on this golden mean, we do not have the life force that our body was designed to use and operate at its optimum. It is unfortunate that we don't have the ability to raise our food to that degree. Those who have gone back to organic, paid attention to the soil, care about the genetic makeup of their seeds, their plants, and ultimately the food they produce, have our gratitude. They deserve it. They have raised the bar from food that literally has no life force to food that does, and has done it on a scale that it is accessible for us to buy and eat. What they don't have is the soil that is the same, no fault of their own, the soil that is not the same, the seeds with a certain level of life force, and most importantly of all, the water, the compromised water. Thank goodness we have them. It is these crystals in these pouches that can actually return us to mathematically, in my opinion, mathematically exact to be on this configuration here, the pattern of life force. I have a puzzle for someone out there. And the puzzle is, how do you prove that food, that the frequencies of food are on this configuration, or the frequencies without food on this configuration are always odd numbered frequencies? How do you prove this golden mean consists only of odd number frequencies? When you figure it out, call me. It's a U.S. number, 303-544-1188. For those of you who say, I'm going to play with how to prove that, and you get something that is supposedly the golden mean, don't assume it's mathematically correct. You do the same thing that you did with your food. You pick it up and you test it. If it doesn't have a big swing, something in what you're using is mathematically off. So give it one swing and see what this does. Guess what my nice golden mean off of the web is? It's mathematically off. If I look very closely, everything should be squares. And if I look at this little teeny thing in the center, it's a little bit of a rectangle. So I'm not surprised that my off-the-web golden mean isn't mathematically correct. Find one that is. Test it. Test the energy of it. It should swing large if it's mathematically on. Welcome to the wonderful world of ANCHI Crystals.